Today's Toy Spot, we're having a look at the Hasbro Avengers Age of Ultron Hulk and Hulkbuster. I would have actually preferred if it had said Hulk versus Hulkbuster, but they ended up just putting an and. I guess geared towards kids, they want to make this a little more friend-oriented versus, hey, we want to strangle and destroy one another. It is recommended for ages 4 and up. Before you jump all over Spot and ask why I would have picked this up, because the Hulkbuster opens up and it allows you to put the smaller Iron Man that we've already looked at inside. You'll notice too that the head of Hulkbuster is loose. I bought it this way. I also didn't realize until I got home that this had been opened up. But I'm looking at the peg. I'm not devastated because I think the head just pegs on top. So I don't think it's actually broken. If I had seen more than one of these, I probably would have picked up the other one. This just happened to be the only one that was there. And sure enough, when I went to another store, they had like 12 of these. That's karma for you. Iron Man sold separately does though fit inside, so that's really the reason why I wanted to pick this guy up. The back of the package features Iron Man, Hulkbuster, and Hulk, which look considerably better than they do on the front. That's marketing for you. Also works with the Cycle Blast Quinjet, the Hulkbuster Breakout playset, and Captain America Tower Defense. Will I likely pick up any of those? I'll leave it to you guys to decide. Spot's going to take a break, though, and get this opened up. When we come back, hold on a second. Spot's going to reopen this. I have to get a little dig in there. I'm going to reopen this, and when we come back, we're going to get a better look at the Hulk and Hulkbuster 2-pack. There's more heading away, guys. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. So, as we get a better look at the guys, yes. Oh, actually, it stayed. I was going to say Hulkbuster's head was broken. I don't think, but it looks, maybe it's, no, see, it broke off. There's like a little clip on the inside here that looks like it had been broken. Now, granted, maybe his head articulation wasn't spectacular to start off with, so gluing it, I might just ultimately do that. No fuss, no muss. Currently, I'm holding Hulk, or I was holding Hulk, and I took a break to kind of point out the broken Hulkbuster, but now I'm holding Hulk. And I had to hold him because he has a problem standing. He's pre-posed, so like his leg has to always go forward. Kind of crappy. He does have leg articulation, he does have arm articulation, and he does have head articulation, but it does kind of stink that he has to be always leaning forward. I guess maybe if you put it on a flatter surface, it may not be so bad, but for a close-up looksies on Hulk, he's not terrible for how small he is. Paints hit or miss on the face. I suppose I might have even gotten the better of the Hulks. I've seen some of the ones later and their eyes were like way up to the forehead. The eyes were taking a trip. Where they were taking a trip to, I really don't know. I also thought that he might have been scaled the same size as Iron Man, but the Iron Man that we've already looked at, Mark 43, yeah, Hulk is taller, which is good. But it does really put things in perspective. Let's bring the camera out a little bit. It does put things in perspective when you think of, when you put this guy in your hand and you feel right away that he's a lot smaller than a Marvel Universe figure. Then you think, wow, he's really small, and then you look at the figure you just looked at, and you think, wow, he's even smaller than I thought he was initially. But yeah, I guess scale-wise, they're a good scale to one another. Hulk maybe could be a little bit taller, but no, it's not too bad. So the Hulk is mediocre. He does have kind of bluish purple pants as opposed to purple pants. He does have a peg hole in the back of his back, as well as a peg hole in his foot. No display stand. Needless to say, we'll put Hulk there. He will not stand. Not at all. No? Okay, we'll just lay him down. Hulk take nap. Hulk tired. Having a look at the Hulkbuster, though, it's a really neat looking piece. Very limited articulation, very limited paint, and feels very hollow for a reason. It's still not too bad. Also has a peg point on the back of his back. I don't know why they have so many peg holes, because clearly they don't come with knapsacks, backpacks, rocket packs, jet packs, missile packs, snack packs, anything. He is a good... I feel like he is a little too tall versus Hulk. Like it should be more like this, but I'm not going to nitpick scale proportions. There's the Hulkbuster Ironman. His articulation, he has just a straight swivel in the arms, no articulation in the wrist to speak of. And I guess he would have articulation in the head, but... now see, I'm trying to get the head on there. I guess he would have head articulation, but I mean, really, look how narrow the area is where his head would turn. Really, is this guy going to be turning much? Probably not. So, the gimmick, obviously the reason I picked this guy up, is the fact that his cockpit will open up. To take that, to accomplish that, I know his head's probably going to fall. Let's hope it doesn't. It doesn't really even quite stay up there. The inside has some pretty good sculpt. Not too much going on in there, but you can take the Iron Man that we looked at. And this causes a little bit of problem for getting him in there. You have to kind of squeeze his legs. Because what he really ends up doing is, his legs go down into the legs of Hulkbuster. But because he's kind of weirdly posed this way, facing this way, you have to squeeze the legs a bit to get him to fit in there. And then the arms, same idea. It wouldn't be so bad if really he was facing straight. Because he isn't facing straight, I'm struggling more than I really should be because I just don't want the head to pop off. See, there we go. There's the head. Okay, now we can exert a little more effort. But you can get him in like that, but you have to do a lot of squeezing to get the legs and the arms tucked in there. And then from there, you close this up. And then you can resume with the head. And there you have Hulkbuster Ironman. Not perfect, I understand that. But for a fun little toy. Like, I mean, we could all say, oh, this is a piece of crap. I wouldn't pay money for this. But you know what, guys? For a 5-year-old, for a 6-year-old, you know, these are fun little pieces. I admit that when we were younger, our Star Wars figures didn't look all that incredible. Mask figures, the vehicles were really cool, but the figures weren't spectacular. I mean, for a kid to pick this up and take it to his friend's house to play with it, to put Iron Man inside the little canopy and a cockpit and close that off, you know, it's fun. It's fun. It can't all be geared towards us, and I'm pointing at some of you guys out there. Yeah, it's a fun little piece. Kind of sucks, though, that the head was broken off. Needless to say, today's Toy Spot, we're having a look at the Hasbro Avengers Age of Ultron Hulk versus the Hulkbuster. You notice I put versus in there. It's not and, it's full versus. Stay tuned, guys. Spot's going to have more videos, of course, heading your way as well. Thanks for watching, as you always do. I'll see you next time.